Good morning, folks. It's 6:13 a.m. Friday, October 14th, 2016. I like to get as goofy as I can. As often as I can, because it's really important for me anyway, and actually for most of us, that we maintain some type of positive attitude as we go through life. Excuse me. Life is difficult. It's made to be difficult. It was. And that's another reason why it's so important to hold on to those nice memories we have. They're important to us. Memories of love with our family, our children growing up, those that we love around us. Relaxing and seeing the beauty of some animals. Excuse me, like a beaver going through the forest and working on the on his dam. Excuse me, having some major throat issues today. It's beautiful to see an otter going through the water, playing. Birds flying overhead. You don't see their lives. You don't see what they go through, what they have to do to live every day. It's our instinct to hold on to the happy days to help us through the bad ones. It's like the more you live out in the frontier, so to speak, the more you have to plan for the coming cold weather when it comes in, especially if you get snowed in. And creation just was not put together to make someone happy, this third dimension. And having said what I said, I have to recant that, because creation was made to make the original first being, both halves of it, because it already split apart, to make them happy. So it was made to make someone happy, just not you. It's kind of a sad topic for me. I get a little aggressive about it too. What's inside me was made to serve and protect, and how can it when creation was made to be abusive to whoever's in it? To grow spirit bigger. As it's more aggressive it is, the larger spirit grows, even though it starts growing unhealthy. Darn it, excuse me. One second. Okay, anyway, in the very beginning, the original first being was lonely, made itself male and female, two separate parts, so it would have company, which became male and female. Then wanted to make sure it'd never be stuck alone again, so it put a format into energy that once it separated, once it came apart, it would separate. The only difference, the only time that format didn't flow is when angel energy was made. It was kept together. That's just Huh. That's just the way it was. Part of this new part of Lily with me is keeping my throat messed up, keeping it from getting too deep, so my voice seems softer. Honey, you don't have to do that. You're making me clear my throat all the time. All right. Good boy, Herky, honey. Good boy. Good man, honey. Good boy. Want to come down here, lay down? You want the floor right there? I love you, buddy. I had the heater turned on just low last night, but Herky needs it a little colder. I love you, buddy. Anyway, so because of the amount of abuse that people have gone through, they were building up weird recreating. They were growing inside. It's not like a cancer of good frequencies going bad. It's different frequencies that were just being created, and they're real sick looking. When I started going to people cranking them up, I saw them. Folks, I just didn't poof come awake and I'm all of a sudden what I am today. It took 8 years to get here. I've always seen things, known things. So have y'all. It's, everyone has abilities. They're not gifts. No wonderful thing gave you a gift. If this thing that people call in God, and that includes me when I was young, why the hell would it put us here? Why would it do this to us? People who are still stuck in religions, if you're praising something, if it was worth praise, why the hell would it want it? Why the hell would it allow it? If it was worth praise and it could do all this really cool stuff, why are you stuck here in a creation that's abusive, disease, war, pestilence, etc., 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 etc.? I'm going somewhere with all this, folks, okay? Excuse me. So, the more people have read my books, and they understand, it makes sense. It's digestible, not the words, what's in the words. People read, it's like, this is a whole different concept. I mean, where'd this stuff come from? I stand there at I've been standing at that intersection and I've been talking about all the cars that go by. Excuse me. And I can go back in time and I can tell you about which cars went by. Some people have called me nature's creation's historian. I have a strong tie to everything outside right now. The field is part of what I am. And this video is very important. And the thing about the field being part of me, that's not whoopie-doo-jay. That's not a, excuse me, it's not a blessing for me. It's part of a job description. Janitor has a mop. Baker has a mixer. All these abuse, excuse me, all those abuse frequencies in you, when I go to you to start cranking you up, it literally, I would pull them out. And when I first started doing it like that, I wouldn't tell anyone, I'd just be doing it. And then sometimes they kind of actually wiggle a little bit and they said, feels like you're pulling spaghetti out of me. And one young lady asked, are you cutting cords? And I said, no, I don't. The thing with cutting cords It's a thought process where you're trying to make affirmations. It's like mantras. You say it over and over again. You're trying to make yourself believe it. If you just relax and feel into it and see if it feels right, or relax and tell yourself, I am a good person. I have self-worth. I am worthy of taking better care of myself. Among many other things, we're all equal. So, that right there is enough once you understand it to help yourself. But in those books, there's all kinds of information about what's out there, where it came from, how it started, why things developed. You have both books, but if you're going to get both books, please, if you're going to get the second book, get the first book first. It's cheaper. If you have that special Kindle deal, it costs $0 from Amazon.com. Folks, both books have been released to libraries, but until they're popular enough, they're not going to take them. But I've signed it. They're released. That would allow you to read the books for free. That's the whole idea. Pay for the publishing, let some of it get sold, make some money, and you have to make money because we have to eat. Got to pay for bread. So anyway, it's hard to figure out where I left off or where I'm going sometimes when I'm using my conscious mind, because I jump around so much from one thing to the other. I can't help it. As things come out, they come out, but it does come together. It's often said, and rightfully so, that to listen, to understand all of what I'm saying, it really helps to go through the whole video, because I usually get back around to everything. The important thing is that I feed you as much information as I can. Okay, now anyway, and there's a part of me that's very anxious, very serious, very dedicated to do that. I had to write these books so you would know where you came from, who you are, what you are, why things are the way they are. It's imperative you know why your day is what it is. Creation was made to be abusive to you so that you could grow in size. And then come December 21st, 2012 on Earth in the fifth age, at the end of the fifth age, I was supposed to be here in some kind of body, and then pull away that metaphysical barrier as much as was fitted the original first being's desires, to where the conscious mind, which is mostly the planet, the energy from the planet, and then the spirit over here, your spirit on the right side. That's mostly that side of the brain is mostly your visiting spirit, but with that source energy barrier going between the two parts of the brain, with it diminished, then you'll float around. That's why I said most. But this is where the spirit from originally came from Gaia, or whatever planet you're living on. Here's the spirit that came from the planet, and here's the visiting one, in the barrier in between. So I was supposed to remove that, and then you're supposed to see, oh wow, there's a Mother, Father, God. And then everybody get on your knees and praise Mother, Father, God. That's what they wanted. Well, that's not what happened. But, so by abusing creation, abusing you while you're in the body, when your spirit comes out, the more it gets abused, the more it grows in size. So then when the idea was December 21st, 2012, there was over 3,000 new universes. In the original first being male and female, we're going to put the soul mates or the spirit mates together, usually almost always the soul, the largest of them, and then put them in one of the new universes. And those souls, the original soul is going to play Mother, Father, God, advocates, and then when they release you always release a third of your energy. That's the max. So if they release a third of their energy and they're only this big, you only get so many souls. If they're this big and they release a third of their energy, then they release a whole lot more souls. And every new soul was an additional praise device for the original first being male and female. Praise Mother, Father, God. Praise Mother, Father, God. That's why this stuff was going on. Now, now that that's said, I want to get into something else. That's just background, a basic foundation. As a lot of you have been waking up, as a lot of you have been reading the books, and it starts to make sense, and you're saying, you know, why is it that there's nothing on the other side that really cares about what's going on in our lives? Why isn't life easier? A lot of people ask that without reading the books. You know, come on. That's a big question. Why isn't life easier? And when you know there's a lot of clean energy over there, that was source. Why didn't it want this? Okay, number one. As a matter of fact, one other thing too. On the other side, when something is here in body, when something's in body, then it gets out of the body, or when I release a part of me sometimes, let it go on the other side, and it's free again, and it's not attached to the body. Why does it seem to not care? If there's a lot of countries out in the Middle East right now suffering. Let's just say at this particular moment, Afghanistan is nothing but, you know, war. We're over here in the United States. So we see that and we say, oh, that's horrible. Can I have another bagel, please, with some garlic butter? Thanks. Yeah, let me get some of that coffee that's got the hazelnut in it. Yeah, that's pretty good. What are you going to do today? I don't know. Let's go to a movie. That thing with Afghanistan, you really don't care about it that much. Well, when you get out of your body, you're really far away. You're free. You're your normal self. You're farther away from people in a body. That's the third dimension, right here. So it's away from your mind. You're away. You're not attached to it anymore. So you really don't care. Now, that's a natural tendency. Number one, well, not for me, but and not for Lily, but anyway, for most things, that's a natural tendency. Number one. Number two, you had the original first being male and female over there. They had to maintain the abuse to every woman because they were growing the spirits to be big, mostly soul, to be bigger, so they could release more small souls, and there's more to praise them. That's why heaven doesn't care. And then what do? You make up a story about the very first angel, Lucifer. It's the devil. The devil's doing the bad stuff. All your religions, they've got what? Jinns and all this other stuff in there. They're evil, but praise God. There was only the original first being male and female, the ones you call God. They were the ones doing all the bad stuff. But they did not want you to think that. They want you to literally think that there's something like a devil, so it can come after you and abuse you, and they get away. I didn't do it. It wasn't the right arm, and your left arm's got a hammer hitting you. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. If you can't see what's going on, if you're blind and someone's hitting you, and they're telling you they're not, well, you're going to figure it out eventually, but you know what I'm saying. That's what's been going on. So, that's the reason for my anger right now. Keeping a lid on it. That's why this new part of Lily was kind of really getting into my throat earlier. She's relaxed. It felt like there was a ring, like a necklace that was getting too tight around my neck. Is energy. She's doing a lot to help me. Folks, there's a lot of good stuff over there. You've heard me talking about having to get rid of pieces of Arae and Lily. The original first being male and female actually went to the main bodies of Arae and Lily and started pulling out little focal points, starting to build. It's like going into a mother and stealing a baby before it's even a preemie. And then messing with it. There's your God. There's your wonderful, loving God. So, why doesn't heaven care? If they did, and they expressed it, they get smacked. They'd be covered by strong energy, real hard, powering up, and you would feel it and you would back down. Talk about it in secret? Yes. Make a statement of it? No. Plus, you're away from it anyway. You didn't have to deal with it. Oh, that's college. That's where they have a hard time. They learn. No, it's okay. They come back. They're smart. It's good. So that's what's been going on. You add to that all the fighting I've been doing metaphysically. Is that physical? Yes, it is too. Yes, sir, it is. Yes, ma'am. Whatever. Big time. When this stuff started happening and I started coming awake, folks, I was not able to access what I am now, and I'm a lot stronger from the fighting. I kept getting hounded to have all these kids. You're going to be with this woman, that woman. I'm like, yeah, screw you. You know, all of us, we're going to be telekinetic and everything else. They wanted my DNA spread around, because when your energy's been in your body all your life and you're a really powerful source, then you have DNA inside you. It's like super strong wiring. And then you can cram more energy will flow through it. The bigger the wire, the more energy flows through it. And if you're going to be made stronger and grow stronger, like when I crank people up, that's why I have to change your DNA. That Bajou, Paul, Deanna, Siobhan, Stephan, everybody, when they crank you up, they evolve your DNA. And the field is out there everywhere. If there's anything that needs to be more one way or the other, it's doing it. When they go into you at the end of the crank up, go inside your brain and literally release from you the energy block that was keeping your energy from flowing, because the original first being male and female did not want you to wake up, not to see too much. They wanted you to see good enough to say, I see two figures. Oh, it's Mother, Father, God, on your knees, bow, beg for happiness when they give you hell. That's all they wanted you to see, is that they existed. And they could come to you, show themselves, woo, look at us. You suck, look at us, praise, get on your knees. So, anyway, folks, that's just what's been going on. That's all changing. But so many good people said, Jay, you know, even some of your energy that's away from you, when you take it and separate it to go do something, it gets out there, and then it, you know, it doesn't do what it needs to. Well, number one, the strongest part of what I am, the most intelligent part of what I am, is stuck in this fracking body. Calm down. When spirit, if y'all were big and strong enough to release part of your spirit and let it run around the other side, it would not have the intelligence that you do. The part that's stuck inside the body, because the strongest part of the focal point is gets locked into the body and can't come out until the body dies. That's why I've been saying for a long time, when JC was crucified, even though a lot of people are saying that he died, well, he didn't. I mean, you know, they faked it. Pontius Pilate was behind it, out of fear of being attacked by the original first being male and female. Him and his wife did get some nasty dreams a little bit before the event. A good bit before the event, whatever. They said, don't let him die. Don't let him die. Anyway, don't want to waste time on that. The point I'm trying to make is what's been going on and why. The more you understand, the easier it is to deal with stuff. Once you know what's happening, what has happened, what's happening, and why, you correlate it all together. You look at it, you just slowly digest it, and then you can move forward with the data's knowledge. You put it together, you have understanding. The more separate understandings you have, the more wisdom you have, the easier you go through life. What's in those 2 books of mine? The Creation, I call it a series. It's supposed to be about 6 books. I didn't have the time. Wisdom, for you. Once you take it's data. But once you take it and you understand this, you understand you want this, you understand that, you create your own wisdom. That's what's in there for you. That's why I wrote the books. I don't mean to keep saying this, but folks, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. I'm done. I'm just doing everything I can to feed you as much as I can before I go. I'm tired of being almost dead and then coming back to life a little bit, and then, you know, up and down, taking care of Herky and watching him go through. I gotta get his teeth clean now. I live alone. The house is hell. I've got so much stuff in here. I've gotten rid of most of the tools and stuff, given them to my buddy Nick and who helped keep me alive, helped feed me for a couple of years, or maybe even more. That and going to Costco for samples while I was fighting the original first being male and female. You know, they're dead. And they're never coming back. They're deleted, period. I understand why they became what they did. They were 27.5% negative. It was very lonely, and when it separated into two, it was already kind of late. There was loneliness in there, and then it just flowed right into demand for praise, and then all hell broke loose. I do remember the very first lives. That was a very big part of Arae back then. And I came out and kept having lives and just got a hell of a lot bigger. Same with Lily. And folks, this happens over time, okay? Y'all have an opportunity now to start awakening quicker than I ever had the chance. And I had to keep fighting this crap. One thing I was saying earlier, when I was fighting the original first being male and female, and I wasn't as strong, I was just waking up. They said that one of these, maybe this one woman is this you're gonna have a child with, and I said, hell no. I said, she's like a sister to me. That makes me sick. And she said, well, if I say so. I said, if that's what you say, screw you. Okay, I hadn't started the knockdown drag out fight with them yet. And then I was walking down. My house is like a split level, 3 levels. So I was walking down to the bottom floor, and I got to the last step, and she locked up my body. She locked up my body. I was walking down. I just literally fell down on the concrete. At the very last second, managed to get my arm up. She controlled it just perfect. This arm was solid bruised. This one too, but I mean, was hit hard, but this one's solid bruised for like 2.5 weeks. Not only did it hurt like hell, I mean, the pain I don't care about. I've been doused with gasoline, lit on fire, burned 60% of my body, okay? I can deal with pain, but she kept the bruise going longer because I used to heal like quick, boom, boom, boom. When I got doused with gasoline, lit on fire, 60% of my body was burnt, 30% was really bad, 2nd and 3rd degree burns. And when I talked with the doctor, Dr. Kevin Farrell, this is on 4/20 of 2000, April 20th of 2000 at Grady Hospital. Check it out. Dr. Kevin Farrell was my doctor. He was the number 2 man in the Grady burn unit, which is famous all over the world. And I said, look, I got animals to take care of and everything. How long am I going to be in here, do you think? He goes, let's not worry about that. Let's just go healing. I said, sir, I'm different. I don't heal normal. I'll be out here quick, but what are you guessing? And he said about 2.5 months. I said, okay, I'll be out here in 2 weeks. He goes, that's the spirit. And I said, no, you don't understand. Well, it didn't take 2 weeks. It took 3 weeks and a day, but I got out of there. Dr. Farrell said, I don't know how the hell you're healing like this, but I've never seen it in my life, and I've been a doctor over 40 years. But he was a surgeon, whatever. I had a job to do, but that was just the original first being male and female abusing me, trying to control me. Later on, like I said, when she locked me up, right, and I hit the ground, I stood up, and what I am inside literally fired up. And I said, bitch, that's the last time you get to do that. And it was. But they kept trying to control me. Turned into a war real quick. I kept trying to make excuses for the things they were doing, and finally I had my limit. So a lot of people, when it comes to things that are metaphysical that they can't put their hands on, something I'm telling you, when people can't see it, they say, oh, it's all imagination, it's all fantasy. Okay, so when a tree falls in a forest and it cracks on some rocks, it makes noise. And then people say, well, how do you know? Were you there to hear it? If there's nothing to hear noise, does it make it? Yes. It creates the vibrations. They're there, whether there's an ear or not to pick it up. I mean, that was one of the stupidest things I ever heard. People actually trying to make a discussion about that, and I said, I'm sorry, I got, better ways to waste my time. Unreal. Anyway, a mother's intuition. How do you explain that away? The stronger you get, the more you see, the more you feel, the more you trust your gut. Solar plexus, your gut intuition, wolf energy, very strong. Bear's in there too sometimes. Wolverine comes out of there too. The middle to top part of your solar plexus. That type of energy comes out there. It's aggressive. Anyway, I got, funny, just like the comic thing, the X-Men, Wolverine. The guy's attitude is kind of aggressive. There's little things in life, it's kind of funny how they all seem to fit in. It's like little hints here and there that were put in there. Life is full of so many little challenges. It's full of, it's got beauty and joy in it to keep you going, but it's got abuse in there that is coming out. It's about to. Things are going to change big time. But folks, that's why when something gets out of the body, it's free. When your body dies and you get out, number one, you're no longer trapped to the body. So you're free to be yourself. There's no pain or anything, no suffering. Okay, number two, you're not having to deal with that spirit in there that originally came from Gaia or whatever planet it is that you're having a life in, whose body you're having a life in. Okay, that's the basic thing. Number three, you can't have, you don't have the original angels hanging on you, controlling you and twisting you. I mean, you don't have a warden over there hitting you with a stick over the head, a big one. Of course, most of the first angels are gone now, permanently deleted. So, when stuff got out of the body, folks, and it went to the other side, it was free, and it ran, got the hell out of there. That's what most of us do. We get the hell out of there and say, done. And then you know that when the people that are in the body, when they come out, they'll be free. And they'll be like you at the moment, feeling okay. So in the back of your head, you say it's okay. And until recently, if you were to make a mess about it, if you were to bring it up and try to make a stink about it, you get hammered. And you were afraid to go against original first being male and female or those angels over there. So, and then those of you, there's a few that are source that are really strong. When you release part of your energy to go over there, it's not the full you. It can't make decisions. It makes decisions, but it can't make final decisions. So, that's why when you're out of body, you couldn't do you couldn't do what you wanted to. You couldn't do anything to help what was going on over here. You couldn't change things. You couldn't change the format. Well, everything's been done except going home and stating how it's going to be. All that other stuff is dead. Arae's still got to go home and take a big hammer. Imagine Thor's hammer coming down on a big cement table and just destroying it into little pieces. That's the basic thought process behind what's going to happen. There's no one at the table anymore. Just a couple people walking in and out. But that table's going down. And there's a new format. And that's freedom. And that's why things are going to change here. This is long overdue, folks. It bothers me that it's taken so long for it to happen. But I guess the only solace I have is the fact that it has happened, a big part of it. So many people would say, how can the gods do this to me? Or how could God do this to me? I beg and I pray, I beg and I pray, I kill other animals in its name. What loving being would want you to kill something? Sacrifice them to me, kill them, torture them, give them hell, butcher them for me. Wow. Wow. Really? Hey, we're all family, animals, trees, everything. We're sentient beings that have two energies inside it. Two spirits inside, two different types of sentient energy. So it's like coming home and say, son, I'm not happy with you. Go ahead and torture your sister, butcher her in my name. Praise me. Get on your knees before you get into the house, and do it again anytime you see us, and do it again before you eat. I'd be out of there quick. Well, folks, that's why things are the way they are. That's a quick summary. That's why heaven and Almighty God, or the great universe, whatever, never changed anything. It didn't want to change. Sad. Well, I guess we're done with this. Folks, the more you understand about what's going on, excuse me, the easier it is to make better decisions for yourself to move forward. When you become awake, when you really wake up and get strong enough and use your abilities enough to where you can really see through the other side and see stuff going on, you see stuff going on over here. Who's messing with who? Who just came to me to mess with me? Or who's hanging around to give me love? It's my Aunt Emmy. Whatever. Then you can talk with them. Through your heart, through your gut, through your pineal, through your scanner. Y'all don't even know about the scanner until I told you. No one knew where remote viewing came from. It comes from the scanner. The pineal is multidimensional seeing. There's no whoopie-doo-jay, man. I'm a tired old man in overalls that's been here forever. I'm a curator. I'm a caretaker. Curator, that doesn't sound right. It's like creation's a zoo. It's not, but it's It's almost like we've been treated like that, put in all these little cages, cold bodies. Don't think I don't appreciate anything. But when you're put in a cage and you're fed a little bit here and there and you're told to appreciate it, I say, frack you. I'm that lion that's inside a cage that everyone's been poking on the other side. They quit poking me. They want me to calm down for going home. I have work to do. I'm nobody's servant, but I serve everyone and everything. It's my job. I like it. And I'm lucky enough that nothing's strong enough to change my format to stop me. My format's you, every one of you. Because I have such a high power level, it enables me to do this for you, to tell you what's on the other side, to show you, to do everything I can for you while I'm stuck here, and then to get the hell out. And folks, I'll never be in a body. I got a job to do. Excuse me. Lily is the same way, very loving. There's multiple focal points of her, just like there's multiple focal points of Arae. And then Lily and Arae got together, released little smaller parts of themselves, and all those that weren't problematic, doing good stuff. And they're here to do more. Paul, Deanna, Burju. There's parts of Lily here, parts of Arae here. They're going to be on the ones that are live and ready to go, or soon to be ready to go. You'll see their pictures on and their intro. A little bit of an intro, just a picture, so I want to introduce you to them. So if they're ready, fine. If they're not ready, but they're gonna be, then Deanna and I put it on a website, thespiritualfoundation.com. I had to make Essex.com, but then I had to have the other one. Excuse me, because when I talk about stuff, you have a name. And then you need to have that name for a website to go there. But now everything just goes to where it should, the Spiritual Foundation. Paul will have Essex.com. It's already in my will. I had a will, but I wanted a real strong one. So I hired a lawyer that does that specifically. She did it for the founder of the law firm that does all my legal work. To me, it's imperative that I do what I do, but it's important to you also, or it should be, to just finish becoming who you are. If you're not using one of your arms, I'm going to tell you it's important to you to start using that arm. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm saying it's important. Someone starts beating on an animal, a person, something, I get right in the middle of it. I don't give a damn. What's going to happen? I get out of this body? No problem. Oh, you're going to hurt me? Really? Doused with gasoline, lit on fire, just freak accident, slid right into it, spark, came out of nowhere. My body doused with gasoline, lit on fire, burnt 60% of my body, 30% real bad. 4/5 of 95, April 5th of 1995, I was in a 45-mile-an-hour head-on collision with a bad seatbelt and no airbag. And one after the other, a lot of other car wrecks. Destroyed a fence one time with the roof of my car as it went up in the air and flipped. 50-foot dive off of a cliff, going over a tree and then hitting a rock just a couple of feet under the water. Bounced off it. scaled up the cliff. It wasn't. You could walk, but you couldn't just walk straight up. You had to grab trees to get up there. It's when I say scale, scaling's the wrong word, but you have to hold on to the trees to walk up. It's almost straight, but you got trees to hold on to. It's not like you're on using your fingertips and a hammer and everything, but it's about 150 foot up, and then you get in your Volkswagen and with a clutch. So you got to work that left leg, where I was cut open on my left iliac crest, and drove with my two buddies. I had to put a pressure bandage on my left hip. 45-minute drive, and got out of my car. Told one of my buddies, I said, "Do me a favor, take it back to my car, back to our bunks." And I went into the hospital. I sat up on a gurney, and I said, "Help!" Yeah, I'm kind of out there. I'm not normal. Who wants to be normal anyway, folks? Normal is usually what someone else wants you to be, and there's a reason why they want you to be like that. It's going to have something to do with control or making them feel better about themselves or whatever. Those are only two reasons, really, that I'm aware of. Anyway, when you understand these simple things, when someone tells you relax, your body, your brain's going to start digesting it, especially now you don't have angels going through your crown and making you think one thing or another, or three crowns down into the hypothalamus. Anyway, things just start making sense. Some of the serious questions you've had just gnawing at you all your life. Why is it like this? Why is life like this? It's not right. I know it's not. Damn it. Why is life like this? This is wrong. Well, yeah, it was. And now you know why. Folks, I didn't just see that. I'm the thing that's been fighting that crap. I don't want to go there, dwell there. It's like I'm trying to make something about myself. I'm not. Why the hell do you think I call myself the janitor? Why the hell do you think I look like this? Why do you think I live like this? Herky shouldn't have to live. Thank you. Herky shouldn't have to live like this. He's got it nice, beds all over the place, but everyone deserves more. Everyone. I don't matter. I am. I'm literally a hammer with a heart in it. When I heard that analogy, man, I was just like, when I was given that, it was just like, that's wild. Someone said it. As energy, I'm the next best thing, indestructible. There's nothing strong enough to mess with me. This body, it's fragile. They all are. You have no idea who you really are and how cool you are, how strong you are, how intelligent you are, all the incredible things you can do when you're not stuck in a body. It's sad that 95, 94, 95, 96% of the population has no idea who they are. They think they're a body. They're in the body, but these are vehicles. They think they're a Chevy because they're driving one. And they have someone right next to them, reaching those hands over, trying to drive the wheel too. Folks, I made this video because it's important to you to know who you are, whether you realize it or not. You are very special beings. You're incredibly ancient, all of you. Been around a very long time. You've had lives where you were abused. Every life. Almost every life. You've had every life you're getting it, but you have to have a few lives every once in a while that are damn near close to happy, where things go good. Sometimes you see someone having a really good life and you're like, damn, wish it was like that. Well, yeah, you do. There's good reason for you to feel and think and say that. I'm telling you, it's all changing. I've said for years the big changes are going to come from the other side. Don't worry about them. That's easy for me to say, hard for anyone to believe, and I don't just accept that. I understand it. It only makes sense. When I talk, I don't expect people to just take what I say for granted, but the more people listen to me, the more they seem to understand this guy's onto something. I'm just living it. And it's not a dream. Folks, it's my job. I'm the janitor. I'm trying to clean up the damn building so you have a good place to be in. Hell, that's all. So many people, especially with the internet, they're so desperate to make something about themselves, and I just, I don't want that. Those of you that follow astrology, or you want to start, let me give you this. I was born Long Island, New York. Okay. Wow. July 27th, 1955. At 4:35 p.m. Wow, why am I having such a hard time with that? .4:30, my head, I got Lily hammering me right now. It's almost like it's 4:37. Yeah, it is. It's 4:37 p.m. Long Island, New York. And that's why that 7 was so strong. If you look that up, you'll find out that if you use a good system to look it up, you'll find out it's near the end of Leo. And I do wind up people born about my age, at that time in that location, that we do often wind up in the limelight, but it's not because we want to. It's from action. It's not from desire. A lot of us in Source, we're both extroverted and introverted. We do great talking with people, and we're here to do that. But at the same time, we really like our solitude. I've met so many wonderful, wonderful people. That's animals, people, plants, everything. I talk to everything. When you fully awaken, you might go by a tree and it starts talking to you out of nowhere. Well, when you think you're crazy, let me ask you something. Did you ever intend to be talking to a tree when you went by it? Now, there are some people that have some strong chemical imbalances in their head. Not that many. And if you don't see yourself falling apart all day long, freaking out, then guess what? It ain't you. And, the chances of you having that issue is less than 1%. Maybe half of 1%. So my odds on you, okay? Excuse me, I always say to just be you. Why not? Why not wake up and become yourself? It's silly not to. You have so much you can do. You are so much more than you think you are. You're so much more than anyone's allowed you to know you are. They've been keeping it from you. The big things keeping it from you, as spirit, second dimension, the ones in control, they're dead. Almost every one of them are gone. All the big hitters are all gone. You have more freedom than you've ever had. To me, doing my job, that's what matters. I'll be gone soon, and then all the family members will start cranking people up. There'll be more people cranking up. Everyone's going to be waking up, and then everyone's going to, not everyone, 100 years from now, 40% of the populace will be awoken or waking up. You never finish awakening until you're out of your body. Until you're out of this body and you're yourself again, you'll never become aware of who you really are. You know, of the full extent of who you are. Folks, common sense, okay? So many of you have the feeling you're so much more. You're right. You have that feeling for a reason. It's not because you want to be something you're not. It's because you want to be what you are. So why not walk down that road? You know what it leads to? Cool place. You. Yourself. That's what I want. That's what Lily wants. That's what our good kids want. They're not kids, but it's a human thought process. Well, folks, look, I love you. Hope I didn't leave too much hanging. There's Berju and Paul doing consults. Dan is kind of starting. Stephanie Brastel out in Germany is doing consultations and energy work too. Siobhan out in Ireland, she's doing the same. Anne is starting to come more alive. Anne has gone through hell. She's Lily's third focal point. There's so many others that the list, it's going to take, I don't know how many pages on the website to start getting them on there, but we're trying to, okay? And the more you come awake, the more you help people. And when you get cranked up and you have all that source energy inside you, you cannot literally permanently change something. So you can't crank a person up and they just become super strong. There's one person that can do something like that. It's not like a source crank up, but it does do a lot to enhance you. That's Hitomi. Okay, and she's not the only one on the planet that can give you some really strong energy like that, where it does actually help evolve you a little bit. She's got that much source in her. But those of you that have been cranked up can do incredible things. Okay, like it's like a spiritual type healing, closing an open wound. No, don't be looking for that. Okay, but to help you go into your body, they give you their energy, they give you source energy, you fire up your own energy to heal. It's going to help you heal. It's going to help you physically heal. Okay? But you have to want it yourself. And don't forget what's all around you, the field. Guess what? The field wants you to heal too. The big bad butt heads are gone, folks. This is your age. I don't like to put these two words together, new age, because what's been thrown out there as new age is just whatever anybody's been trying to put together. It's like the angel Metatron. Sorry, no such thing, never has been, never will be. All kinds of stuff's out there. That's false. People are trying to figure out a way to do something. Some people just want attention. That's where Metatron came from. A lady said that, oh, well, I talked to the angel Metatron, because the folks the circle she was in, they say, oh, well, I talked to Michael and everything, and she goes, I talked to Metatron. I'm cooler than you are. Who's Metatron? He won't talk to you. He only talks to me. It's like selfish. So I will say one thing about myself right now. Just Lily's just softly floated in my head. Anyone that thinks I'm selfish, and this is coming out in court of law, how much money I have spent on animals, is how much money I didn't spend it. My services that I gave freely created about $500,000, quarter of $1 million in 2 years. to gut animals and people. Of course, it was diverted, the vast majority of it. I know in my head about 40,000 went where it's supposed to. Let's see, 250 minus 40. Yeah, that's still a lot of money. Way over $200,000. Anyway, and the money that I've been making lately, been buying almost all this, still taking care of animals, but buying a ton of stone supplies, equipment, computers, for the spiritual foundation. I got a little buddy over here hanging out in front of me, a little ground elf. Cool as hell, it just got my attention. Anyway, speaking of which, folks, you're going to have so much fun being yourself. Freedom, folks. Freedom, compassion, honor, equality. That's what's being born right now. There is a new era coming for you. It's the age of freedom. It's the age of you. It's the age of all of us. It's the age of family. And yes, it's about time. So what's it about? Some person? No. Never. It's about everyone. Lily and Arae will be on the side doing stuff. I finally get to be the janitor. I'll literally take most of me, put it inside the field. I'll be taking care of what needs to be done with the first dimension. I got all kinds of stuff to do. You'll never see me. You want to, you can feel me, I'll be there. You talk to me, I'll be there. But you know what the thing is? I'm out of the view, I'm out of the public. That's what I want. I want to be gone. I want to be me. I want to do my job. I don't want thanks. I appreciate a thank you, but I don't, no, you just, I ask people, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep waking up. Just continue on that journey to become yourself. Self-enlightenment. That's what's going on now. You want a new age? That's what it is. Becoming self-aware. Awakening to yourself and your abilities, who you really are, and what's around you. It will literally be the loving energy that's taking care of things, fixing things in people's lives. Excuse me. Putting everything in and out of body. She'll be all over the place. And folks, there's trillions of bodies in and out. And it's going to slow down. They're going to go into energy bodies. Everything's going to be easier. And when you have a life that's really too much, then you're going to literally just leave your body. You're going to be able to just get out. You just walk out the door. When you've decided you've had enough, poof, you can walk out the door. That's a whole lot more work for whoever's running lives. But it's a lot more freedom. And then once it's all set up and you have a system, and you do have honor and compassion, then it'll take care of itself. It's just not how it's ever been done. So there was stuff on the other side said it'll never work like that, like Arae. Yeah, his big bud is dead. Ask Bergeau and Paul about Arae. That's what Arae came from, but Arae was the strongest part of it. Arae was an issue. But anyway, like I said, all the other ones are gone. So folks, make of it what you would. That's a rune book for the runes that I made. Inside it, okay, it's got the different symbols and a basic idea of what it is. Folks, if something says, okay, this is a symbol of a beaver, and all of a sudden you see a rabbit, you go with rabbit. There's a reason. Just let it go, let it flow. That's the whole idea behind this stuff, okay? This is victory, algiz. Turn it upside down, peace symbol. That's what it means. That's where it came from. Okay, that's what peace symbol came from. Rune cards. I made these to help you all too. Okay? Dragon and unicorn energy in there. That's literally came from Lily and Arae. First book, creation, its beginning and your origin. Where did you come from? Where did the first being come from? Where did everything come from? Where did the universe come from? Okay, all that stuff. What kind of beings are there? The spirit beings. Okay, spirit, sentient energy, all the different types of physical bodies. You can't write a book on that. You know how big that have to be? There's over 4 trillion planets with hundreds and millions of bodies on them. Lives on them. And then this is the bigger one. This 412 pages, the way they add it with all this stuff. Anyway, creation, the way publishers add it up. Creation is beginning in your origin. This is the fight. That's everything that went on. It's not that the fighting. There's stuff in there about the fighting, about the basic way it went, but and that's all first-hand information. Whatever. The thing is, it's in there. Plus, in the second book. The history of Lemuria and Atlantis. Okay, how do you deal with people that are, buttheads, say that you're not real, metaphysical isn't real? That's in there. How do you talk to stone? That's in there. Good boy, Herky. The amount of negativity in the original first being, and excuse me, in the original first beings, but I mean everything, all the beings that came to be in the very beginning. Their negativity percentages. The new beings that came out and after creation was started, their negativity, who they are, where they came from, and a lot more. The ages of the Earth, what year to what year, what basic year to what basic year. Did we go through the 5 different ages? There's the 4 ones of great turmoil. Then there was a 5th one that came out with new life here on the planet, and then we went from the 5th right into the 6th. How did they start? How did they end? The colonization of the planet from other planets. Why did they come here? What's going on? The history of the Anunnaki taking control over here. The Adamic race that came here 5 times. Mythology, Greek mythology, everything. There's so much in there, folks. It's your information. That's why I wrote it. I'm not an author. I'm a janitor. I'm a mechanic. I fix stuff. That's what I did this life. Fixing cars, working in surgery. Yeah. I've done all kinds of stuff. I can talk to, it was to help me to be able to talk with everybody. Because that's part of my job. Anyway, folks, look, I love you. For those of you that want it, there's some good information. For those of you that don't want it, you already turned off. It's all good. Love y'all, man. Have a good.